time to talk all about cryptocurrency. We have to hit this space because with the, obviously, ETFs in Bitcoin, ETFs in Ethereum, and everything else. Samir Kerbage is with us, Chief Investment Officer at Hashdex. Steve Larsen, founder at Atlas by AET. Thank you both for being here. Steve Larsen, do you feel that the same interest, because we talk about EVs and how sometimes the demand falls off, is cryptocurrency in the same camp? The people who love it, but then what about everybody else? Tell me a little bit about how you feel demand has been for cryptocurrency.
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, when prices are down, that's exactly how it is. Only the true believers stick around, and the people who really see the utility of it are still around following it. But these phases have always come to an end in crypto, and it's reignited interest. When people see more price movement, they come back. So although those of us in the industry don't want it tied to price, unfortunately, it still is now. But what we are hopefully seeing is some new applications being deployed and some new utility for crypto. And we hope that really brings in new people into the space. So it's based on more than just price movement.
Right. I mean, and sometimes you have a catalyst that generates interest, like a halving or new ETFs or things like that. Samir, what do you think will drive this crypto market? So more inflows, push those numbers higher.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think what we can see from the markets is looking forward, Bitcoin looks very correlated with global liquidity conditions, and we're seeing liquidity going up. So I think this can be a big price catalyst for crypto markets overall. As liquidity goes up, as we see countries reducing interest rate and monetary stimulus coming in again to react for a potential recession or the slowdown of the economy, this tends to be positive for crypto. And on the other side, we're also seeing the US elections, right? So it's the first time that there is such a thing as a crypto voter, and crypto has become part of the political conversation. So this also might be a big catalyst for price appreciation. Remember, the markets, they don't like uncertainty. So for an emerging industry like crypto, uncertainty is a big problem. So once we have more clarity on the results of the election and what the next administration policy towards crypto will be, I think we'll also see more clarity and potentially more optimistic price movements.
Right. And Steve, in your notes, you talked about institutional interest, which had $1.2 billion in inflows, which was the highest since the summer, that there is this interest here from the institutions. But at the same time, I think some of the banks and things are waiting for more of a regulatory landscape so they can understand more about it. There's a feeling that this could even push it higher, Steve.
Yeah, that's a great point. So last week we did see $1.2 billion in inflows, the highest since about mid-July, which is really exciting. Put us at $2.6 billion for the month, and that's just kind of measured by digital asset funds. So that's very exciting. One thing that was interesting is usually we see crypto-focused stocks follow along with those trends, but the two biggest ones that people tend to use as guides, Coinbase and MicroStrategy, were both down in September, 5% and 2% respectively, yet Bitcoin still ended up for September, about 7%, when historically it's been down about 3%. So we're hearing a lot about October, where crypto is typically up, but at this point, after a strong September, it has everybody excited. And so I think kind of breaking these old patterns is what's driving a lot of this institutional interest. And part of that institutional gauge is the funds, which is actually retail investors. So anytime we can kind of break patterns and show more gains than we have historically, I think that's going to raise interest, and we're going to continue to see those flows moving forward.
Yeah. Samir, I mean, just like we diversify a portfolio with bonds and stocks and different types of stocks and bonds, and much of the same for crypto. People shouldn't be all in one crypto offering, right? They should be somewhat diversified because they are very different. That being said, tell me a little bit about what you think could be working or has been most popular in your opinion.
So this is a very important point. So crypto is way bigger than just Bitcoin. So although Bitcoin is the most popular application, the one that everyone is talking about on a day-to-day basis, I like to compare Bitcoin with the email back in the 90s. Okay, so back in the 90s, email was the big application of the internet. But over time, we saw other applications coming in, and now, like, email is still relevant, but it's not the most relevant application of the internet. And when we look at the crypto, we see the same. We see the potential of smart contract platforms and the applications on top of this to be transformational to our economy, not just as a currency or a potential store of value, but really reshaping the foundations of our financial system. And the most compelling narrative we're seeing so recently is around infrastructure development. So how can we scale those smart contract platforms? So that's why we're seeing the popularity of Solana and layer 2 solutions on top of Ethereum. So this is the big topic right now, is how can we scale this technology so that it can reach billions of users at the same time, in real time, with low latency, low cost, and a very easy to use experience.
Quickly. Yeah. Yeah. So in the end, are you recommending people sort of get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? You mentioned those three. Is that the recommendation? I have 5 seconds left, or there isn't a recommendation.
Go diversified and have a broad market exposure. That's what we recommend.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Samir, Steve, thank you so much. We know that it's popular with folks, especially for the long term. Steve Larsen, Atlas by AET, Samir Kerbage at Hashdex. Thank you both very much.